Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to talk about the second part of the supporting system of the tooth, that is the alveolar process. The four parts of the supporting system of the tooth were the cementum, the outermost lining of the root alveolar process, the bone in which the tooth is embedded, the periodontal ligament attaching the bone with the cementum, and the gingiva facing the tooth. Out of these, we've talked about cementum. Now we're going to talk about the alveolar process. The alveolar process, basically, as I mentioned, is the part of the supporting system investing your tooth. And the supporting system investing your tooth is basically the periodontium. That consists of other tissues, the cementum, lining the root part of the root dentine of your tooth, the periodontal ligament between the bone and the cementum, the bone lining the alveolus, the alveolar bone, and the part of the gingiva facing the tooth. So, out of these we have talked about the cementum. Now we are going to talk about the alveolar bone. Sorry, let me select. Yeah. Okay. So, alveolar bone, basically, as the name says, it is a bone. Like any other bone of the body, it is a mineralized connective tissue, but this bone specifically is present in the jaws, and specifically that part of the jaw which has teeth embedded in it is called the alveolar bone. The two parts of the jaws that you have are the maxilla and the mandible. The maxilla is for the upper bone, and the mandible is the movable lower jaw bone. The upper jaw, the fixed upper jaw, is the maxilla, and the mobile lower jaw is your mandible. Basically, the part of the maxilla and mandible that supports and protects the teeth is known as the alveolar bone. So the maxilla has an alveolar bone, and the mandible as well has the alveolar bone. So basically, the part of the maxilla and the mandible where your teeth are embedded, that part specifically is the alveolar bone, and its composition is just like any other bone. It is a mineralized connective tissue. What does this mineralized connective tissue comprise of? We're going to talk about that as well, and what is the histology of this connective tissue. When you take a section of the alveolar bone, this is what you see. This is what you see where this is the alveolar bone where your tooth is basically embedded. This is basically, I think this is a cropped picture, so you cannot clearly see that ये वाला जो region है, this जहाँ पे tooth apex label हुआ है, this basically is your tooth embedded within this whole bone, and this whole thing, this whole chunk of bone is called the alveolar bone. This whole chunk is called the alveolar bone, and the alveolar bone basically has three parts. It has this outer plate, an inner plate, which are made up of compact bone. These outer and inner plates are joined together, and they are filled with another type of bone called the trabecular bone. Then the bone immediately around your tooth, basically immediately around your root, this part of the alveolar bone is called the bone lining the socket, or the alveolar bone, or the alveolus. Okay, so this is how the alveolar bone looks like. We're going to go into the details of what the compact bone is, what the trabecular bone is, what are the parts of the alveolar bone. So for now you need to know that the alveolar bone basically is just like any other bone, a mineralized connective tissue, but it is specifically present in the bones of your jaws. What are the bones of your jaws? The maxilla and the mandible. So the part of the maxilla that bears the teeth is the alveolar bone, and similarly the part of the mandible that bears the teeth is the alveolar bone of the mandible. By composition, the alveolar bone consists of 67% inorganic and is 33% organic. The inorganic, like any other hard mineralized connective tissue, is hydroxyapatite, and the organic is collagen and non-collagenous protein. Out of this 33% organic, 28% is collagen, and the rest 5 to 10% is non-collagenous proteins. The inorganic component, which is the hydroxyapatite, 67%, it is in the form of mineralized small plates of hydroxyapatite crystals, which basically lodge themselves within the holes and pores of the collagen fibrils, exactly like was for the dentine. The dentine also had mineral, which is hydroxyapatite, in the form of small plates which lodged itself between the holes and pores of the collagen fibrils. This mineral is in the form of needle-like crystallites or thin plates of crystallites or small plates of crystallites about 50 nanometer wide and up to 8 nanometer thick of variable length. And this is how, let me show you, this is how the mineral is deposited among the collagen fibrils. The collagen fibrils are arranged parallel to each other, and between the holes and pores of the collagen fibrils, the mineral has lodged itself. And this mineral is basically hydroxyapatite, and it is in the form of, as you can see, thin small plates which are of variable lengths and are about 15 nanometer wide and 8 nanometer thick. Other than this 67% hydroxyapatite, the rest 33% is inorganic. Out of that 33%, 28% is collagen, and out of that 28%, 90% is type 1 collagen. The rest 5 to 10% are non-collagenous matrix proteins, and they consist of bone cielo protein, osteocalcin, osteonectin, osteopontin, proteoglycans, growth factors, serum proteins, etc. So this basically is the composition of your bone. The collagen, as I mentioned, out of the 28% collagen, 96% is type 1, and there are small amounts of type 3 and type 5 collagen. In the bone, the collagen, basically because it is dominant type is type 1, so type 1 collagen is basically contributing in terms of resisting the loads that are applied to the bone. And this collagen fiber gives the bone resilience against the fractures and the load that is applied on the bone, because definitely any load that is applied on your teeth during mastication is distributed eventually to the alveolar bone. So the alveolar bone needs to have a certain amount of strength, and that strength and resilience is provided by the collagen fiber of the bone. And this is all about the composition of the bone. Bone basically by weight comprises 67% of hydroxyapatite, which is the inorganic component, which is in the form of thin small plates lodged between the collagen fibrils. 33% is organic, which consists of 28% collagen, out of which 90% is type 1 collagen, and then we have type 3 and type 5, traces of type 3 and type 5. The rest 5 to 10% is non-collagenous proteins consisting of bone cielo protein, osteocalcin, osteopontin, osteonectin, growth factors, and etc. There are about 200 non-collagenous proteins present in the organic matrix of the bone. We are going to talk about the composition of bone in detail and the development of bone in detail when we're going to talk about the bone itself. Right now I'm giving you just a brief overview of what is the composition of the bone and how do we histologically classify the bone, because you need to know the classification and histological types of bone and the composition of bone before we talk about the parts of an alveolar bone, because an alveolar bone by composition and histology is exactly like any other bone of the body. So histologically we classify bone as either being compact or cortical bone and cancellous और स्पॉन्जी और ट्रैबिकुलर बोन. हिस्टोलॉजिकली का क्या मतलब है कि जब हम माइक्रोस्कोप में बोन को देखते हैं तो हमें दो तरह की बोन्स, मैच्योर्ड दो तरह की बोन्स नजर आती हैं. वन इज द कॉम्पैक्ट एंड अनदर नेम इज कॉर्टिकल बोन, एंड सेकेंड इज कैंसलस, अनदर नेम इज स्पॉन्जी और ट्रैबिकुलर बोन. The compact bone basically, or the cortical bone, is a dense solid mass of bone, whereas the cancellous spongy bone has a lattice arrangement of numerous small bony trabeculae that surround a soft tissue. So if here you see in this figure, this is your soft tissue, the bone marrow. Surrounding this soft tissue we have this lattice noodle-like arrangement of small bony trabeculae. This type of arrangement, this lattice arrangement of numerous bony trabeculae surrounding the bone marrow is the trabecular or soft, or not exactly soft, spongy or cancellous bone. Surrounding this bone is the compact bone. This solid dense mass of bone is the compact bone. Now, why is this dense mass of bone or the cortical bone dense actually? It is because of its histology. What is the histology of the solid cortical bone? Cortical bone basically looks like this under the microscope. It has a system of osteons. What are osteons? Osteon basically is a central canal, as you can see here in the figure. Why am I unable to locate my, oh, there it is. Okay, so this one concentric thing is an osteon, and numerous such osteons, they come together, they join together to form the compact bone. So what do we have in an osteon? We have a central canal, which is the house. This pink thing that you can see is the central canal for the blood vessels and nerves. Around this central canal, the central canal is called the Haversian canal. This Haversian canal is the canal for the passage of the blood vessels. So this central canal is surrounded by concentric arrangement of bony lamellas called the concentric lamellae or the Haversian lamellas. And this whole thing, the concentric lamella along with the Haversian canal, is this whole thing is called one osteon. So numerous osteons, they come together in a compact form, they arrange together closely to give rise to the lamellar bone or the compact bone or the solid dense bone. Between the numerous osteons or the concentric lamellae, in these regions we have small pieces of interstitial lamellae between these numerous adjacent osteons. So we have the concentric lamella or the osteon, numerous osteons, they come together, and between adjacent osteons or the concentric lamellae we have the interstitial lamellae. At the outer and the inner boundaries of the compact bone we have linear lamellas called the circumferential lamellae. Here the lamellas are arranged to make a boundary, outer boundary and an inner boundary on both the sides, and these lamellae are called the circumferential lamellae, and they are basically making the borders of your compact bone. So this is how the compact bone looks like under a microscope. We have the outer lamellars, the outer straight lamellars, also called the circumferential lamellars. They're also present on the outer surface and the inner surface of the compact bone. Between these circumferential lamellars, we have a system of osteon, and osteon consists of a Haversian canal that houses the blood vessel, surrounded by the concentric lamellars, also called the Haversian lamellars. Between the adjacent concentric lamellars, we have the interstitial lamellae, and the Haversian. If you see this basically is the this is the longitudinal section of your bone, and this is the cross section. This is how the alveolar bone, compact part of the bone looks like. The compact bone looks like under the microscope. This is the cross section of the compact bone, and this is the longitudinal section. And if you see in the longitudinal section, numerous Haversian canals, because we have numerous osteons, so there are numerous Haversian canals within the compact bone. The Haversian canals basically are joined together with each other. They are communicating with each other through these connections, and these connections are basically called the Walkman's canal. So histologically, the compact bone consists of the concentric lamellae, the circumferential lamellae, the Haversian canals, the Walkman canals, and the interstitial lamellae. This is how the compact or the cortical bone looks like under the microscope. And because of this dense arrangement of the bone mass, the cortical bone looks like a solid mass of bone under the microscope. Whereas the spongy or the trabecular bone looks like this. This end of the bone is the trabecular. Can you see the short bony trabecules surrounding the soft tissue? Here in the center you would have the marrow or the soft tissue. Surrounding the marrow and the soft tissue, we have the numerous bony extensions or the bony trabecules. Because this bone, the trabecular bone or the spongy bone, has it is not a dense solid mass of bone, so that is why we call it the cancellous bone or the spongy bone. It looks like a sponge. This is how the two mature histological types of bones look under the microscope. This figure here shows the section of the compact bone. If you can appreciate the osteon here, you have a central canal called the Haversian canal, surrounded by the the concentric lamellars. This whole system is called an osteon. There are numerous Haversian canals. ये दरमियान में अगर आप longitudinal section है तो उनको जो Haversian canals को आपस में connect कर रहे होते हैं, that is basically the Walkman's canal. So है ये figure भी, इस figure में भी आपको यही नज़र आ रहा है. यहाँ पे you can appreciate the outer boundary of the bone consisting of the circumferential lamellae. Then we have numerous concentric lamellars, 1, 2, 3, 4, lots of concentric lamellars. And between the concentric lamellars, we have the interstitial lamellae, and this is it. Whereas within the trabecular bone, we have the trabecular areas or the spicules of bone surrounded by the bone marrow and the soft tissue basically. So this is the difference between the two histological bone types. It is important for you to appreciate these two types of histological types of mature bone, because we are going to then talk about these two different types and how they make up the alveolar bone. So what are the two histological types of mature bone? The compact or the what was the other name for the compact bone? I'm sorry, I just slipped my mind. The compact bone, which is basically a dense solid mass of bone, and then the second type is the trabecular bone or the spongy bone or the cancellous bone. Within the alveolar bone, the compact bone lines the tooth socket basically and gives attachment to the PDL fibers. Externally on the labial and the lingual surfaces, or the buccal and the palatal surfaces of the alveolar bone, there are thicker layers of solid mass of compact bone forming an outer and inner alveolar plate. Between these two alveolar plates, the outer and the inner alveolar plate, the space is filled with varying amounts of spongy bone depending upon which site of the alveolar bone it is. This combination of both the compact and the cancellous bone within the alveolar bone aims for maximum strength and minimum weight of this alveolar bone. So how are these two types of bones arranged within the alveolar bone? This figure here shows the cross section of the alveolar bone. ये जो ऊपर वाला रीजन है ये, this is the section of your tooth, ठीक है? टूथ की सराउंडिंग ये सारी आपकी alveolar bone है. अब इस alveolar bone की क्या क्या पार्ट्स हैं? केयरफुली सुनिए. यहाँ पर हमारे पास, if you can appreciate this red pointer here, this thick solid mass of bone that you can see here, ये आपका मैंडिबुलर दांत है, ठीक है? तो ये मैंडिबुलर बोन बेसिकली आपकी. दिस सॉलिड mass of bone that you can see here is called the inner alveolar plate or the lingual plate, क्योंकि ये lingual side है दांत, जॉ की lingual side है, ठीक है? So this is your lingual plate, and this outer alveolar plate, this dense solid mass of bone, this one is called the outer alveolar plate or the buccal cortical plate. So we have the outer and the inner alveolar plates, which are made up of the compact bone, and they are also called the buccal cortical plate and the lingual cortical plate, definitely depending upon the jaw. Between these outer and inner cortical plates, these two solid plates of cortical bone, the space inside them, this whole space, is occupied by the spongy or trabecular bone, or you can also call it the cancellous bone. So this is how these two varieties of mature bone, these two histological types of mature bone, are arranged together within the alveolar bone to provide the alveolar bone with maximum strength and minimum weight bearing capacity, minimum weight basically. So you have the outer cortical plate, also called the buccal plate, the inner cortical plate, also called the lingual plate, made up of the compact bone. Between these two cortical plates, the space is filled with the spongy or the trabecular bone. And this area of your alveolar bone immediately outside the root of the tooth, or you could say the immediate lining of the socket, यही जो region है यही आपकी immediate lining है ना socket की, क्योंकि यही immediately root के साथ पड़ा हुआ है. This immediate lining of the socket basically is called the bone lining the socket. ठीक है? तो इस स्लाइड के अंदर जो हमने बात की थी वो इसी फिगर को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था. द कॉम्पैक्ट बोन लाइन्स द टूथ सॉकेट. द बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट इज ऑल्सो एक्चुअली द कॉम्पैक्ट बोन, बट इट इज अ थिनर कॉम्पैक्ट बोन, एंड दिस कॉम्पैक्ट बोन बेसिकली गिव्स अटैचमेंट टू द पीडियल. सारा पीडियल अटैचमेंट नहीं हुआ होगा डेफिनेटली, यहाँ आके तो पीडियल अटैच नहीं होगा, सिर्फ बोन लाइनिंग सॉकेट, बोन लाइनिंग जो है सॉकेट की वहीं पर पीडियल अटैचमेंट होती है. So the bone lining this socket is made up of compact bone. Externally on the buccal side, which is here, it is made up of the compact bone. The bone lining this the outer surface of the alveolar bone externally on the buccal side and internally on the lingual side are thick layers of compact bone forming the external and inner alveolar plates. So this is what you have, the outer and the inner alveolar plates made up of the thick compact bone. Between these two plates of compact bone are variable amounts of spongy bone depending upon the side of the tooth, the side of the jaw. Definitely maxilla में different होती है spongy bone की amount, mandible में different होती है, फिर different regions में different होती है. So between these two outer and inner cortical plates, we have varying amounts of spongy or trabecular bone. So these are the two histological types of bones that we talked about are distributed in the alveolar bone. So how many parts of alveolar bone we have? We have 1 and 2 cortical plates, the outer and the inner cortical plate. Between the outer and the inner cortical plate, we have the central spongiosa, the central spongy bone. The central spongy bone is also called the central spongiosa. So we have number 1 cortical plates, outer and inner. Number 2 spongiosa. Number 3 the bone lining the socket, which is also the compact bone. The bone lining the socket is a compact bone, but it has been given different names. It has also been called the cribriform plate, the bundle bone, and in the X-ray, because it appears as a dense white line, it is called the lamina dura. So there are various names for the bone lining the socket. What is the bone lining the socket? This region basically is your bone lining the socket. This bone, this part of the alveolar bone has been called the bone lining the socket. Number 1, cribriform plate. Number 2, bundle bone. Number 3, and number 4, the lamina dura in the clinical radiograph. Now, why do we call this type of bone cribriform, bundle, and the lamina dura? We call it the cribriform plate because when you closely see under the microscope the bone lining the socket, it appears to have numerous sieve-like appearance. What is a sieve now? छन्नी देखी है कभी आपने जिसके अंदर बहुत सारे छोटे सुराख होते हैं? एग्जैक्टली इसी तरह आपकी क्रिब्रिफॉर्म प्लेट जब आप गौर से देखते हैं एल्वेलर बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट को, तो वो आपको बिल्कुल ऐसे नज़र आता है जिस तरह उसके अंदर छोटे वो हैं क्या कहते हैं पैसेजेस बने हुए हैं. ये पैसेजेस बेसिकली आपकी बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट को सीव लाइक अपीयरेंस देते हैं, जैसे कि आपको यहाँ पे नज़र आ रहा है छोटे देखो कैनाल सी बनी हुई है. दिस गिव्स द क्रिब्रिफॉर्म प्लेट और the bone lining the socket a sieve like appearance, जिसकी वजह से हम इसको cribriform plate कहते हैं. And these sieves basically are produced by numerous vascular canals called the Volkmann's canals passing from the alveolar bone into the periodontal ligament. तो bone lining the socket में जो basically आपकी bone socket को line कर रही होती है, उसमें से वॉकमैन कनाल्स या न्यूमरस वैस्कुलर कनाल्स जो हैं वो उसको पियर्स करती हुई पेरिडोंटल लिगामेंट के अंदर जाती हैं, और ये जो कनाल्स हैं ये वैस्कुलर कनाल्स ये आपकी बोन लाइनिंग को सीव लाइक अपीयरेंस देती हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी कॉल इट द क्रिब्रिफॉर्म प्लेट. नाउ इन दिस बोन, द बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट, it is embedded by numerous bundles of extrinsic collagen fiber called the Sharpie's fibers from the periodontal ligament into the bone. अब इस bone के अंदर periodontal ligament के fibers आकर embed हो रहे होते हैं, attach हो रहे होते हैं. Remember the extrinsic collagen fibers that were going into the extrinsic और द प्राइमरी सीमेंटम. तो एक साइड पे वो सीमेंटम के अंदर एम्बेड हो रहे थे और दूसरी साइड पे वो आपकी एल्वेलर बोन, द बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट के अंदर एम्बेड हो रहे होते थे. दोनों इनके एम्बेडेड पार्ट्स आपके पेरिडोंटल लिगामेंट के बंडल फाइबर्स के दोनों एम्बेडेड पार्ट्स जो एक साइड से सीमेंटम में जा रहे होते हैं और एक साइड से बोन के अंदर एम्बेड हो रहे होते हैं, जिसकी वजह से आपका टूथ सॉकेट के अंदर वेल सपोर्टेड होता है और वहाँ पर एम्बेडेड होता है. इन फाइबर्स को कहते हैं Sharpie's fibers. So basically it has also been called the bundle bone because numerous of the Sharpie's fibers they pass into it from the periodontal ligament, and they attach your the cementum of the tooth on one side and the bone lining the socket on one side, and that is how they are supporting the tooth in the socket. So that is why we call it the bundle bone as well. क्लिनिकल रेडियोग्राफ्स के अंदर जो बोन लाइन कर रही होती है एल्विलस को, बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड द एल्विलस. Basically the whole socket is also called the alveolus. So the bone lining the alveolus commonly appears as a dense white line, and we call that dense white line, which you see under the clinical radiographs, as the lamina dura. कैसा आपको नज़र आता है? ऐसा आपको नज़र आता है. ये देखो एक थिक सा वाइट बैंड आपको रूट के अराउंड नज़र आ रहा है. ये आपकी बोन लाइनिंग सॉकेट है. दिस बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट अपीयर्स एज अ थिक वाइट रेडियोपेक बैंड हेयर अंडर द माइक्रोस्कोप, एंड वी कॉल इट द लेमिना ड्यूरा. बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट बात है. लेमिना ड्यूरा क्या होता है? MCQ भी बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है, वाइवा क्वेश्चन भी बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. So, अभी तक हमने alveolar bone के कितने parts पढ़े हैं? The outer cortical plate and the inner cortical plates made up of the compact bone, central spongiosa made up of the trabecular bone or the spongy bone, and the bone lining the socket, which is also the compact bone, and this bone lining the socket is also called the cribriform plate, the bundle bone, and the lamina dura. Cribriform plate इसको इसलिए कहते हैं because it has a sieve-like appearance because of the numerous vascular canals called the Walkman canals that pierce the bone lining the socket and they enter into the periodontal ligament. It is called the bundle bone because the Sharpie's fiber from the periodontal ligament embed into this bone, and it is called the lamina dura because it appears as a dense white band or dense white line under the radiograph. Now this figure here shows the gross morphology of a mandibular bone. ये जो आपको सेक्शन नज़र आ रहा है, जो आपको डिन्यूटेड नज़र आ रही है बोन, ये आपकी मैंडिबल की बोन है. मैंडिबुलर बोन के अंदर ये जो आपको होल से नज़र आ रहे हैं, ये आपके टूथ सॉकेट्स हैं. दिस इज़ फॉर एग्जांपल टूथ सॉकेट A, दिस इज़ टूथ सॉकेट B. ये जो बीच में आपको नज़र आ रहा है, ये दो रूट, ये इफ़ दिस वाज सेकेंड मोलर तो ये एक उसकी रूट और ये दूसरी रूट यहाँ बड़ी होगी. सो ये पूरा रीजन बेसिकली आपका एक दांत का दो रूट्स को अकोमोडेट कर रहा था. ये पूरे एक दांत की रीजन है. अगर इस बोन को आप देखें, ये जो अंदर वाला इसका हिस्सा है, दिस रीजन बेसिकली इज द इनर कॉर्टिकल प्लेट. ये चूंकि मैंडिबुलर बोन है, सो दिस इनर कॉर्टिकल प्लेट और इनर एल्वियोलर प्लेट इज ऑल्सो वुड ऑल्सो बी कॉल्ड द लिंगुअल प्लेट, एंड इट इज मेड अप ऑफ द कॉम्पैक्ट बोन. और ये जो बाहर वाली बोन है सारी, ये वाली, ये आपकी आउटर एल्वियोलर प्लेट होगी और इसको हम बकल कॉर्टिकल प्लेट भी कहते हैं. ये हो गई आपकी एल्वियोलर बोन की दो पार्ट्स. उसके बाद आपके पास इमिडिएटली जो टूथ सॉकेट को लाइन करिए, ये वाली बोन, इमिडिएटली ये वाली बोन जो टूथ सॉकेट को लाइन करिए, जैसे ये एक रूट की और ये दूसरी रूट की. दिस बेसिकली द bone lining your socket or the cribriform plate or the bundle bone or lamina dura under the microscope, this is that, ये वाले रीजन. ठीक है. अब ये जो दो रूट्स के दरमियान में आपको सेप्टम सा नज़र आ रहा है, छोटी सी पतली सी बोन का रीजन जो दो रूट्स को आपस में सेपरेट कर रहा है, दिस रीजन बेसिकली इज कॉल्ड द इंटर रेडिकुलर सेप्टम. इंटर इज फॉर बोन, radicular is for obviously roots, and septum is for segment. So this region between the two roots, this part of the bone between the two roots is called the interradicular septum. And the region of the bone or the part of the alveolar bone between two teeth, ये जो region है दो दांतों के दरमियान में जो bone का segment है जो basically दो sockets को आपस में separate कर रहा है, that is called the interdental septum. Inter is for between, dental is for teeth, and septum is for segment. So this here is your interdental segment and this is your interradicular segment. इनके दो रूट्स के दरमियान में है। ये आपकी इनर कॉर्टिकल प्लेट है और इनर एल्वुलर प्लेट है, ये आपकी आउटर एल्वुलर प्लेट है, और ये बेसिकली आपकी बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट है। ये सारी आपकी बोन लाइनिंग द सॉकेट है, जिसको हम क्यूबिफॉर्म प्लेट भी कहते हैं, जिसको हम बंडल बोन भी कहते हैं, और इसको हम माइक्रोस्कोप में एक्सरे में हमें ये डेंस वाइट नज़र आती है, इसलिए हम इसको वहाँ पर लेमिना ड्यूरा भी कहते हैं। तो अभी तक हमने एल्वुलर प्रोसेस के कितने पार्ट्स पढ़े? एल्वुलर प्रोसेस बेसिकली आपकी जॉ की ही बोन है। इट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ योर जॉ दैट कंटेन्स द sockets for your teeth or the alveoli for your teeth or the alveolus single for the teeth. This socket consists of an outer cortical plate and an inner cortical plate, also called the buccal and the lingual plates, made up of the cortical bone. जबकि यहाँ पे आपको ये वही फिगर है जो मैंने आपको शुरू में दिखाई थी। The inner cortical plate and the outer cortical plate, और द इनर एंड द आउटर एल्वुलर प्लेट्स, और इनर वाली को लिंगुअल कॉर्टिकल प्लेट भी कहते हैं, आउटर वाली को लेबियल या बकल कॉर्टिकल प्लेट भी कह सकते हैं, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन व्हिच जॉ इट इज. दिस इज मेड अप ऑफ द कॉम्पैक्ट बोन. देन यू हैव द सेंट्रल स्पॉन्जियोसा. Then you have the bone lining the socket. This whole thing is the bone lining the socket. It is also called the cribriform plate, bundle bone, blah blah blah. So you technically have three parts of the alveolar process: the outer and the inner cortical plates, central spongiosa, and the bone lining the socket. अब उस region में जहाँ पर cortical plate और bone lining the socket या bone lining the alveolus meet करते हैं, that basically is called the alveolar crest. So the point where the inner cortical plate meets with the alveolus or the bone lining here is called the alveolar crest. इसी तरह outer cortical plate जहाँ आपकी alveolus के साथ meet करेगी, यहाँ पर this region will be called the alveolar crest. So we have alveolar crest here and we have an alveolar crest here. So by definition, alveolar crest is that region where the cortical plate and the alveolar bone meet. This alveolar crest is about 1.5 to 2 millimeter below the level of cemento-enamel junction of the tooth. So cemento-enamel junction would be somewhere here, and this alveolar crest is about 2 millimeter below the CJ of the tooth. So these are the figures that show the alveolar bone. इस figure ये तो वही repeat हो रही है figure. You have the inner cortical plate, the outer cortical plate made up of the compact bone, the central spongiosa, the bone lining the socket, and then we have the alveolar crest where the cortical plate and the bone lining meet each other. This is the cortical plate. This is the central spongiosa. अगर आपको नजर आ रहा हो तो इसके अंदर numerous trabeculae हैं, and it looks like a sponge. That is why we call it the spongiosa bone. And then we have the compact bone again lining the socket, called the alveolar bone, or the bone lining the socket, or the cribriform plate, or the bundle bone. So this is what you have. You have the bone lining the socket, जिसके अंदर ये देखो, ये this is the ligament. ये आपका टूथ है, ये टूथ की रूट है, probably इसकी outermost definitely cementum है, दरमियान में जो छोटा सा ligamentous सा region नजर आ रहा है, that is the periodontal ligament. And then you have the alveolar bone or the alveolar process. So the alveolar process and the cementum of the root are attached to each other by the help of the fiber bundles of the periodontal ligament, जो एक साइड पे आपकी alveolar bone के अंदर एम्बेड कर रहे होते हैं, दूसरी साइड पे आपके एम्बेड कर रहे होते हैं cementum of the root के अंदर. And these embedded parts of the bundle fibers of the periodontal ligament are called the Sharpey's fibers. Sharpey's fiber की definition बहुत important है. नेक्स्ट जो हमारा लेक्चर होगा उसमें मैं आपसे, जो नेक्स्ट में आपके साथ Q&A सेशन होगा, उसमें मैं आपसे दो चीज़ों की डेफिनेशन पूछूंगी, लेमिना ड्यूरा और शार्पीज फाइबर्स की. जो बच्चा ये डेफिनेशन बताएगा सिर्फ उसी की अटेंडेंस मार्क होगी. ओके, फिर से ये रेपिटिशन हो गई. एल्वेलर बोन की कितने पार्ट्स हैं? कंप्राइजेस ऑफ एन इनर एंड आउटर कॉर्टिकल प्लेट, सेंट्रल स्पॉन्जियोसा, द बोन लाइनिंग the alveolus or the bone lining the socket, which is also compact bone, and it is perforated by many foramina which transmit vessels and nerves called the cribriform. That is why it is called the cribriform plate. Radiographically, if you see the similar bone lining appears as a white band, it has an increased opacity and it is called the lamina dura. This increased radio opacity is due to the presence of thick bone without any trabeculations within the bone lining of the socket. As I've said, that the bone lining of the socket is a compact, solid, dense mass of bone, but it is thinner than the rest of the cortical plates. So bundle bone basically is the same bone directly lining the socket. इसको बंडल बोन इसलिए कहते हैं क्योंकि न्यूमरस एक्सट्रिंसिक कोलेजन फाइबर बंडल्स पीडीएल के आके इसके अंदर एम्बेड होते हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाई it is called the bundle bone. It provides attachment for the PDL fiber bundles that insert into it. These similar PDL fiber bundles which are inserting into the bundle bone on one side, they attach to the cementum of the root on the other side, and they are called the Sharpie's fibers. So this is the bundle bone. This is the periodontal ligament. Periodontal ligaments extrinsic fibers आके आपकी इस bone के अंदर embed हो रहे होते हैं, and they are giving attachment to your tooth. इन्हीं फाइबर बंडल्स की वजह से, Sharpie's fibers की वजह से टूथ जो है वो सॉकेट के अंदर अच्छी उसकी सपोर्ट होती है. So what are the cortical plates? The cortical plates basically is lamellar bone, and it is supported by a system of Haversian system of variable thickness. Different jaws के अंदर cortical plates की thickness differ करती है. Maxilla के अंदर इसकी thickness कम होती है cortical plate की, या क्या कहते हैं bone की thickness कम होती है. Mandible के अंदर specially buccal aspect of the premolars और molars के अंदर cortical plates की thickness ज़्यादा होती है. Central spongiosa basically सारे alveolar process की central region को occupy करता है. इसकी thickness obviously vary करती है jaw to jaw and region to region. It consists of yellow marrow, but sometimes it can be red hematopoietic as well. The trabecular spaces are filled with the adipose cells. Sometimes the spongy bone is totally absent in between some of the cortical plates. जिन रीजन में ये एब्सेंट होगी बीच में से सेंट्रल स्पॉन्जियोसा, वहाँ पे ऑब्वियसली आउटर और इनर कॉर्टिकल प्लेट्स एक दूसरे के साथ फ्यूज कर जाती हैं, और ये ज़्यादातर एंटीरियर टीथ रीजन के अंदर होता है. दिस इज इट अबाउट द alveolar bone. I am going to see you guys at 11 o'clock today, inshallah, in the question and answer session. Allah Hafiz.